great thing, but at least we get time to do great things, all kind of things. Cool, amazing. What do you say? Is it really depends?
Yeah, it depends. That's what I didn't know. But see, the thing is, because we don't really think about the future. Because that's our problem as black people. We don't think about the future, right? About all this now. So he knows that he won't live to the but he thinks about his family and his family's family. We don't think like that. That's that's bad for give it to me.
But I think for musicians as well, when they start and so on, you can't think how big it's going to be. You can't.
No, well, think about it. Like me, I've been around so many. I've seen it go this way, and they can't be going in, they can't be coming back. And I've been right in the level.
And I want to make sure, can you hear me now? Good evening, everyone. How are you all doing? My name is Tanya Dyson, Executive Director of Memphis Slim Collaboratory. And I'd like to thank you for joining us for our second installment of the How To series. This installment of our workshop is on marketing and social media for independent artists. And of course, like I said before, my name is Tanya Dyson, Executive Director of Memphis Slim Collaboratory. And I, again, just thank you for showing up and getting this vital information that you need to further your career. And so we really appreciate everyone that's watching out there on YouTube. So I want to encourage you right now, if you see some friends that should be in this workshop, go ahead and drop this link, send out and share this YouTube link to them now. Post on social media and all of that good stuff. And while you're on social media, don't forget to give us a follow as well and subscribe to our channels so you can be sure to make sure that you're the first one to know about any upcoming events. And most importantly, the first to know about this valuable information that we're sharing through the How To series and so many other programs that we offer at Memphis Slim Collaboratory. So just a very quick reminder, if you are not already a member of Memphis Slim House, you can, and if you would like to join and sign up, you can. If you have any questions about membership or just anything like that, you can go ahead and contact our program coordinator, Akira Strong. The email, of course, as you see at the bottom of the screen, it's akira@memphislimhouse.org, as well as you can call the membership hotline at 901-249-8251. So 901-249-8251. So make sure to go ahead and call that line to set up an appointment to go ahead and complete your application to become a member of Slim House. Again, we have some really amazing rates. They're annual rates per member. You only have to pay it one time a year. It can be split between the bands. You can join as a band. And then also we have flexible monthly payments where you can easily access the resources and of course join. So again, we are here to help you, the Memphis music community, further your careers. And so anything that we can do to help, please reach out to me, or reach out to Akira and we can definitely get you going. So now that I've done a little bit of housekeeping and wrapped up, information about membership, I want to get started with this workshop. So it's Marketing 101, Hustle and Motivate. In this workshop, you'll learn how to turn yourself into a brand and also how to leverage your social media following to fans and how to sell your music. So, and tonight, our workshop is being led by Memphis marketing strategist, Richard Jameson. So let me give you a little bit before bringing them up to the screen. I want to give you a little bit of the background of the amazing information that you will hear, and from this again wonderfully knowledgeable person that we have, that's made himself accessible tonight for you all. So Richard Jameson is a believer, father, and creative hailing from Memphis, Tennessee. He has over 10 years of experience in sales and marketing, both business to business and also business to customer. In 2017, Richard noticed that there was a need for more business minded professionals in the music industry who had a desire to see creatives win. This led him to create the New Wave 901, an artist platform designed to help artists gain exposure through live shows and radio promotion. And so in 2019, Richard received an opportunity to work as a studio manager and A&R for Memphis Made Entertainment, owned by legendary songwriter David Porter. And so, leveraging experience gained at Made in Memphis, Richard has now launched his media and marketing company, Dynamic One LLC, with the mission of using creativity to evolve vision for creatives worldwide. So please, y'all, please get ready for a great and educational workshop. And don't forget, if you have any questions, go ahead and post those into the comments, as we will surely work hard to get all of your questions answered. So with no further ado, I'd like to bring up Richard to the stream. Hey, Richard.
Let me unmute. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Yes. Thanks. Happy to be here. Turn this down here. But yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be on in the presence of virtually with a Memphis legend. We need to give you your flowers.
Oh, thank you.
We know who you are. And if they don't
know
about it, we should definitely get in touch. We should celebrate you. We should celebrate the Memphis Slim House. I remember when the Slim House first opened, I actually came through and became a member. So
yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's always been an incredible resource for creatives. Where it was nowhere else in the city, I remember where I could go and, as an artist, I could go and book a venue, learn something, network with some people, and actually have a space to put on a live show and to generate some income for myself as an artist. So it's an amazing resource.
Yes, thank you so much. And like I said, we're just really looking forward to hearing what you have to offer. As far as marketing and promotions, you have really blazed a trail, in that aspect, and with the plans that you have in the future, we definitely look forward to you adding to our vibrant scene. The scene is extremely, extremely talented. And one of the things that we've always talked about is infrastructure and the need to build infrastructure. So it's wonderful to see that you are, bringing something that's definitely needed to the table. Before we went live, we were talking about how a lot of people don't feel like, they should invest in marketing and branding. And so really that's what tonight is going to be about, the reason why you should and why there should be a significant investment in, especially with the new era that we see with social media and just the online aspects, even looking in the metaverse and just all the different aspects of everything that it offers. It's really good to, to take the time to invest in that. So if no further ado, what I'm going to do is, turn the screen over to you. And then anything that you want to share, and then we'll just pop questions in as we go. But feel free to, give the introduction and just talk about you and talk about what you do so extremely well.
Well, I thank you. I appreciate that introduction. And I do want it to be a conversational thing. I want the questions to come through. Like she said a little bit about myself, Richard, born and raised here in Memphis, Tennessee. I love the city. I'm a creative. I started off as a creative. I made music. I like to think that I'm not just someone who's looking to help artists. I'm an artist helping artists. You know what I mean? So I've been in your shoes. I know the struggles. I know how it all goes. One thing I did want to focus on tonight was just driving home the fact that the more focused your brand is, the stronger it is. So a lot of times, especially with artists, there's a lot of displacement, so to speak, kind of all over the place with, just kind of what you're presenting. But a focused brand is a strong brand. So kind of zero in on those or whatever that thing is that you do well and that you want the world to be a part of the most. And just kind of push it out. Try not to be so spread thin, so to speak. But just at one point of a focused brand, being a strong brand. And also, I don't want to get on here and do any super high level things about brand building that a lot of creatives and just other individuals may not even be able to execute, because everybody is not a super technical. Everyone's smart and intelligent, but marketing and branding is a skill set, and everyone may not have that skill set, but everyone is able to be authentic, so to speak. Let's see. Why is social media marketing important? Why do I need to have a plan for releasing music? It's a good question. Social media marketing, for one, is important because social media is the place, the hotbed. It is the watering hole. It's everything right now when it comes to marketing your music and just putting yourself out there. You want to have a plan, because you don't just want to be going day to day just trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do today? That kind of stymies your productivity. So when you have a plan, like I said, I just like to keep things simple. You can either wing it, and you can wake up every day like, okay, now it's Monday, now it's Tuesday. What am I going to do today to gain exposure? If you're waking up each day trying to figure out what you're going to do, you've already missed the day. So you want to wake up, you want to have a plan in place, whether it be for your content, and we can speak on the content calendars and, just even some of the simple tools that are available to you, like something as simple as Canva that will allow you to schedule your posts to where you're not just waking up like, okay, hey, what am I going to post today, versus having your content and your posts already loaded. So you can build that consistency, which is ultimately one of the big ways that you build your brand up, is through consistency and building trust with your audience. Question. While I'm waiting on another question, how does branding work in relation to music marketing? Branding in relation to music marketing is, so if you're going to be doing marketing, the point of you doing marketing is going to be so you can either sell some music or sell a ticket to a live show or whatever the case may be, just in those areas. That's why you're marketing. You're not marketing just so they see you. You're marketing so you can eventually monetize, off of the content and the art that you're creating. So the way branding works in relation to it is, how can you actually market yourself and put yourself out to the public to be able to monetize if you don't have a well thought out brand and you don't know who you are? So the three things that I always preach when it comes to like branding and just kind of putting yourself out there is, you got to be able to communicate who you are, what you do, and why you do it. Your who, your what, and your why. Who are you? How are you marketing yourself and you don't know yourself? How can you tell people to come get to know me, come buy into me, and you don't have a clear view of who that me is? So branding is super important, because if I was dating, I'm not going to get out here on the dating scene, although some of us do, and be trying to get someone to love me and be all into me. But I don't even know myself. So I can't even tell them how to properly love me, or in the music and branding sense, I can't tell them what to get into about me, or what they can relate to in relation to my brand and them as a fan. Well, you know what? That's a great question. That is a great question. Who is that? Who came up with that question? It's so easy to start networking and marketing laterally, with your peers and, just the individuals that you see, because on the one hand, it's more, you're more comfortable as an artist networking with other artists and putting yourself in front of other artists, because they know you. And they also have a sort of a respect for the art. So, there's not going to be a very super heavy criticism that's going to be given to you from those peers of yours. But, just to get straight to the point on this, put yourself in front of the people that you want to be listening to your music. You know, a big mistake artists make sometimes is they promote too much to other artists. The other artists are not the ones buying your music and buying tickets to your shows. Figure out who your audience is, which you can only do if you fleshed out your who you are, your what you do, and your why you do it. Until you fleshed out your brand, and just in that simple sense, nothing too deep. Just who are you, what are you doing, why are you doing what you do. Until you flush that out, it's going to be pretty hard for you to put yourself in front of a certain audience, you know, that's going to kind of relate to who you are and what you do and why you do it. So, you know, whether it be laterally or vertically, I say stop for a second, pump your brakes, think your brand out, and put yourself in front of people, consumers of music, and not other creators of music. Who's the target audience? You know, one of the things that like I said from the beginning, that I wanted to, one of the points, the things that I wanted to drive home was just practical brand building. You know, I've been an artist. I understand. So what I want to do is make it make sense for you. Now there's a ton of other things that happens once you get into it, and a lot of other high level conversations that you can have about it. But when you say what is the target audience, your target audience is who you're targeting. I like to keep it simple. Who are you targeting? Who are you trying to get in front of? Who do you want to consume your music? Who do you want to be at your shows? Where are they from? How old are they? What school did they go to? Excuse me. Are they parents? What colleges did they graduate from? Did they pledge in college? You know, you want to get that deep with it, because once you know those things, you can create your target audience and find it, because you know that, okay, hey, this person is 45 years old. They graduated from Tradesman High School, and they don't really like social media. So if that's the case, why would I be promoting my music on Instagram? Maybe if it's an older crowd, I may want to be pushing that music on Facebook. You know, no disrespect, but that's where, you know, you get a little bit of an older crowd on Facebook. You know, Facebook is more of a melting pot. Everyone's there, but a lot of the users of Instagram are a little bit younger. But you find it by, again, I just got to keep driving this point home, knowing yourself. If I know I'm making a certain type of music and I stand for a certain type of thing, and I believe this, or whatever the case may be, I know who I can go out and, you know, basically promote myself to and find my audience. And also they find you as well when you have all that thought out. So you do a little bit of finding them, and they do a little bit of finding you as well, because you'll be in the places where they are. Also, while you waiting on questions, and because I'm sure this is going to be recorded, I want to say this. Like when you're doing like sales and marketing, so I'm trying to, let me see how I can break this down. Artists, when it comes to selling someone something, in sales, there's a language that we use is we call it earning the business. You have to earn your listeners and consumers' ears. You have to earn it. So many times as artists, you think about, you just, hey, check me out, or I want you to listen, I got good art, but it's like, hey, you haven't earned the right for them to be listening to you. You please earn. You can expand on top. Okay, great. Yeah, earn their business, earn their listen, earn their stream, earn the right to ask them to buy a ticket from you. Man, that's a great question. Why is authenticity so important in this new age of artistry? When it comes to music, people, everyone says, oh, authentic, but, you know, if we just keeping it real, a lot of times it's not authentic. It's important because I can't say, me saying that I'm a marketing or strategy professional, other marketing or strategy professionals are going to know if I'm one of them or not because they're that. So the old saying, as they say, real recognize real. You know, like-minded people, like we recognize each other. So if you're saying you're one thing, but it's not your authentic self, but now you're wondering why man nobody's listening to my music. It's not connected, or maybe I need a bigger buzz. Maybe I need a cosign. I need a feature, a big feature. I need more money. I need an investor. No, you really just need to be yourself and truly be your authentic self, and not who you think you need to be relevant in the industry. Because your audience, your people, your tribe, so to speak, is out there. But a lot of times you're not finding them because you're truly not being your authentic self. So it's super important because being your authentic self and having authenticity in this new age of artistry is going to allow you to connect with the people who are waiting for your art. They don't recognize you. Some of you got some great music, great art, but your presentation and just, you know, what you're putting out there is so off that the people who would love you can't even recognize you to be able to find you. What some platforms I can use for my audience, and what is the best way to connect with my fans? I mean, platforms you use to build your audience. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna complicate it. You know what's out there. You know what's out there. Just use what's available. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of the streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, etc. You can use all of those. But when it comes to connecting with your fans, you know, you can't skip steps. So, you know, we can rush and go straight to, okay, I got a song out on Spotify. I've got 1,000 pictures on Instagram, and I've got 1,000 videos, and I made 1,000 TikToks. But it still comes down to who you are, what you're doing, why you do it. Because here's the thing: once your brand is laid out and you know exactly who you are, you know who you're trying to reach. Now the content that you create, the TikToks that you make, the songs you put out will be tailored specifically for the people that you're trying to reach. So there won't be a way that it doesn't connect because it's for them. You know, it's like, who are you cooking for? If your audience is vegetarian, but you're like, I want vegetarians, but all the content I post is about beef. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. Like, get your brand fleshed out, have it well thought out. Explain, fake it till you make it. You know what? That's been a ideology that we've been subscribing to for a long time that I don't agree with. What happens when you fake it and you make it, and now you've made it, and they're expecting the fake you for your whole career? So fake it till you make it. Yeah, we know what that means. That means, you know, they try to act like, okay, no, let me act more famous or whatever the case may be until I, you know, get where I'm going. But in reality, some of you artists look too famous already, you know, before, you know, you've actually, you know, got to the point like you're not giving your audience no journey to go on with you. From day one, you're super polished. Everything looks like it's out of a magazine cover. Like, give your audience a journey to go on with you. You know, a lot of the things that you see go viral in some of the most loyal fan bases come because, like, hey, I remember this guy when he was singing in front of Kroger or singing in a mall or whatever the case may be. So don't fake it till you make it. Like, give these people that real, authentic journey so they can grow with you and celebrate your success with you as well. Woo, y'all about to make me go on a rant now. How important is having an artist website for music promotion? So these are just my opinions. I personally think if you're gonna be releasing music on Spotify and Apple Music, and you're gonna be, trying to do 100,000 streams to be able to make $5, nothing wrong with that. I understand. We all think but I also think for every album you release, on Spotify, Apple Music, etc., have your website where you can put your own music on it. These days, technology is so amazing. It's not even super hard. Squarespace, things like that allow you to make a website, upload MP3s, actually stream your music, on your own website. So I think having your own artist website is very important. Plus, it's like a resume. Instagram is one thing, but what about when you're trying to get certain endorsement deals or more corporate sponsorships and things like that? You kind of, you want to have that website to be somewhat of a resume for you, but also I think you should release your own music on your website as well. That $5 you're gonna get from 100,000 streams, you can get that from just 2 or 3 supporters by having your music on your own website and promote yourself that way. That's true independence, to me. If you ask me, like I said, we can spend an hour talking about that. But analytics is like a very wide term, so that could be, just where your music is streaming, different things like that, or it could be, who are your followers are, what age group are they, what demographic, what city, state, things like that they're in. Analytics are super important. Reason being, I can put out 10 pieces of content. Okay, great. The content is out, but you're creating content to be able to create better, more effective content. So I don't want to put out 10 pieces of content and not know what did well, not know what people liked, et cetera, et cetera. So it's important because analytics allow you to fine tune the work that you're doing. It's like, okay, I did 10 pieces of content this time. People looked at 5 pieces of it. They enjoyed this. They liked this. They commented on this. And now I said, okay, that top video, they had the most comments. They had the most likes. I'm able to say, hey, not only let me recreate it and do something similar to it, but even that piece of content that was already successful organically, now I can take small budgets, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 to put behind it, as far as Instagram, Facebook ads, and social media promotion and things like that. But you track them by, the social media platforms give you the tools. Like, they allow you to go right in and see your insights. If you look on your post, click see insights, and it shows you how many people sent your post to someone else. Not only just the likes and the comments, but, who's watching, where are they from, like what city are they in, things like that. So super, super duper important. What type of target campaigns might you suggest to reach local audiences rapidly? The rapidly part is both possible and because when it comes to reaching people and building a brand, rapid sometimes is just not a part of the process, especially when you're doing it organically or from a grassroots level. But I suggest to reach people rapidly, you just get active, on social media. It's one thing to make a post, but it's another thing to make it your business to insert yourself in the conversations that are in the same realm as the music you make or the brand you're trying to build or who you are. Like, have an opinion on what's going on currently, and not just an opinion that you keep to yourself. Sometimes it pays to get on social media and get in the conversation. A lot of times we joke, you go on certain social media posts, especially on Instagram, you see people you see the same person commenting under someone famous post, just saying anything, saying random stuff like that. But what they're doing is they're just inserting themselves in the conversation. And eventually somebody says, let me click on this crazy person's page. I'm not saying that you should do that, but the point is rapid, reaching local audiences rapidly, insert yourself in the conversation. Have an opinion, have an understanding and a knowledge of what's going on currently, locally. You can't reach local audiences rapidly if you don't even know what's going on locally. Get in the conversation. Stuff is happening on a local level in your industry, specifically music. Quantity. I think you're saying quality or quantity of the music. I'm always gonna say quality. Always. Um, right now we're in that microwave era where people are putting out. Oh, he put out he just put out another album. He put out another album. Um, but if we don't learn anything, from some of our, as they say, old school artists that we're still sampling to this day, is that it's about the quality of the music. So you could put something out right now, maybe it's hot, you get a buzz, whatever the case may be. But if you're thinking about long term, if you're thinking about, leaving your mark, just make quality music. It really shouldn't even be a question, but it is. So it is what it is. What can I use to quantify someone's measure success of social media marketing campaign? It's a great question. First, you need to have a goal. You know, your success is going to be measured against the goal that you have. So, let's just say you're doing a social media marketing campaign, and maybe you spent some money on some social media ads, and let's just say you got 100 new followers. How do we know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for you? We don't know what your goal was. If your goal was to get 20 new followers, then you did great. If your goal was to get 1,000, maybe you did not so great. So first and foremost, you're gonna need to have a goal. Um, your goal is gonna help you measure the success of your social media marketing campaigns and branding. Um, but yeah, that's it on that. Simple. You need to have a goal, and versus your goal and what you actually did is how you're gonna be able to measure that success. Sponsors. What do you mean sponsors? Most quality music nowadays. Man, I can't. I'm not gonna. Music is art. Art is subjective. What I think is quality, you may think is trash. What you think is quality, I may not think is quality. So, quality music is, as they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's up to you. Um, but my personal opinion, because you asked me, I think quality music is just good music. The feeling. A lot of times, it's not even a descriptive thing; it's a feeling thing. So, what did the music? What's quality music? I would say, what did the music inspire you to do? And you got your answer right there. Did it inspire you to have fun, have a good time, or did it inspire you to, to hurt somebody? How put our sponsors tomorrow. So going back to sponsors, like how important are the sponsors to marketing? I think when you get into sponsors, you get into a tricky space because a lot of times when we think of sponsors, we think about we just want some money and some financial help promoting ourselves and trying to accomplish our goals. But you have to be strategic in the sponsors that you choose. If you're a good, like I said, I'd like to make it simple. If you're a gospel artist, you promoting gospel music and the gospel of Jesus Christ, would it really make sense for you to have Bacardi vodka as a sponsor? Um, so yeah, you don't necessarily want to have the wrong sponsors, but of course they're important for marketing because they help increase your reach, more marketing dollars. And not only that, a sponsor has an audience, you have an audience. So the best case scenario is I've done my research and I know that Sprite appeals to 24-year-olds, just graduating college, living in these type of areas, and those are also the type of people that I want to promote my music to get in front of. So that's where you kind of get into strategic sponsorships. You want to make sure that the sponsor's audience and the people that patronize their business are the type of people that you're trying to reach, and vice versa. You want to make sure there's a good marriage there and it makes sense. How's the role of radio changed? Is it still important? What about XM/satellite radio? I think it may sound like a joke, but I think for one, radios are still in cars. A lot of cars don't have radios, but they're still in there. But no, radio is still important. I think I think DJs, your program directors, all of these people, they're in business functions in radio stations, but they're still creators, so they're still important. Radio's changed. Radio itself may not have changed, but the industry around radio has changed to where there are different mediums to where you can put your music out. So I think it's still important because any avenue that you have to be heard, people are still listening to radio. Don't believe the hype. I listen to radio every day. So it's still important in that way, although they like to, lead you to believe it's not. But radio is still important. People still listen to radio. And as far as XM and satellite radio, when it comes to streaming, you a lot of times XM satellite radio, you make more money off your music than you do off of a Spotify, so to speak. So it's super duper important. But no, I love radio. I love morning shows. I still listen to music on the radio the whole night. So no, it's still important. But the role of radio used to be that's where you broke an artist at a lot of times. That has changed. That has changed a lot. But it depends on what your goal is and who your audience is. There are people that listen to radio that don't really stream music like that. So again, depending on what music you're making and who you're trying to reach, radio may be exactly what you're looking for. And you may be just spinning your wheels, worrying about Spotify, X, Y, Z, whatever the case may be. Good question, Candace. What should a company do when facing a significant decline of organic engagement? That's a great question. At that point, if it's me and I'm involved, first I want to go back and I want to look at, okay, where did the fall off happen? And not only where did the fall off happen in engagement, how big was it? Like, did we go from getting 100 comments on a post to just 2 comments? Or was it, we were getting 100 at first, but now it's maybe 50, 55, whatever the case may be. I want to look there first. And then I want to go back, to what have we been doing? What kind of content have we been putting out? And what was the strategy behind it? Were we just posting and were we just putting out videos, or was there a goal and an intent behind it? What was the strategy? Did we say, hey, we're going to put out this piece of content, then this one strategically, and this is going to lead us to reaching this person and these type of viewers getting here, or were we just getting lucky the whole time? Because a lot of times you'll see a big fall off of engagement and think we're doing something wrong now, something happened. But truly, the beginning of it, when you were having success, you were really just getting lucky. And that's a hard pill to swallow. It's like, okay, I was doing this, and then it just fell off. You were doing it with no strategy, and without knowing who you are, what you do, and how you do it, and why you do it, and communicating it well. And you were getting lucky, and you were getting engagement. Then it stopped. You're like, what's going on? So, what a company should do when facing significant decline of organic engagement, go back to the drawing board. Ask yourself: Is my brand, is my message clear? Is my brand tone of voice, is it all what it should be? And have we been communicating to the best of our ability? And what were we doing before now that was making us be successful? And if you can't put your finger on what that one thing was you guys were doing to help you see success, it was probably because you weren't really doing anything to be successful. You were just blessed. Slay Samantha. Samantha, you just gave me energy with this name. Slay Samantha. Can you speak on giveaway marketing? I'm a believer in you got to give to get. And I don't have a problem with you giving away anything for any amount of time because that may work for you. You know, I want to get us out of the thinking of this is all a one size fits all and everything's for everybody. Slay Samantha may not have to do the same things that 21 Savage does. Success for him may not be success for you. Excuse me, and vice versa. So when it comes to giveaway marketing, so to speak, I just want to change everyone's thinking to say, okay, I'm doing some giveaway marketing. What's the goal? What are we doing it for? But no, I don't have a problem with, just on the surface level, I don't have a problem with giveaway marketing. I would say just have a goal in mind and make sure what you're giving away is quality. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to throw this out here. I'm going to give this away. Then I'm going to say the good stuff. No, if you're going to give some away, give away the good stuff. Because otherwise, they're not coming back for the watered down stuff. If you're going to give anything away to anybody to increase any kind of presence or following, let it be good. Give away your best. Because you're a creator. Your best is never your best. The best you have today, you're going to best it tomorrow. Because that's what you do. You're a creator. I'm coming with these questions. Got you. The goal is to sell many magazines, digital and physical copies. Okay, well, that's great. Well, I tell you what, with your magazines and digital copies, if you're going to be giving them away, make sure that you're collecting information from the people that you're giving them to. Because, that's a quick way for you to at least build an audience that you can reach out to. And so now that's great, actually. So you want to sell more magazines, digital and physical copies. So give away as many of them as you want to. Collect all of the information, but make sure you're able to send an email or even make a phone call to ask them what they thought of the product. You want to be able to reach back out and see what they thought of the magazine. Interact with them in that way. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you want to be able to reach back out to all of the people that you gave something to get their feedback on what they thought about your product. That way you know what you need to change, what you need to add, whatever the case may be. And you may even ask them like, hey, what would you think something like this is worth? This is your data collection period to where you're able to use that information, because those are analytics. Take that information to be able to make your product better. And now you're starting to build a relationship with the people you eventually want to sell to. Talk about some marketing campaigns you thought were successful and why you thought they were successful. Marketing campaigns that were successful and why I thought they were successful. What's some of my favorite? I think Burger King, is outside of music, but man, just the thought of someone saying "Have it your way." Probably down there. Let's see, music wise, I want to do something in music though. I think Diddy does a great job. He does a great job of promoting Ciroc and DeLeon tequila. And I think, first of all, I think his DeLeon tequila and Ciroc campaigns are successful because I see those commercials and those ads that he does and just the way that he promotes it. And it makes me want to drink it. That's how I know it's successful. It makes me want to partake in the lifestyle that he portrays when he's promoting the product. So I think that one reason why they were successful is because these things are well thought out. Whatever the campaign is, whichever ones that had success, they were successful because they were well thought out. Today, a lot of times people they love to try to make you think that something was just this super viral, random thing. When it couldn't be further from the truth. These campaigns are well thought out. Early Diddy with the Big Mac container with, come on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Who is that? You know you some music and some music history. That's amazing. Now Big Mac, Craig Mack, Biggie Smalls. Come on. Come on. That's some hip hop history right there. And that was awesome. Nah, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Let me make sure there's no I want to touch on real quick because I took a couple notes. Oh, in closing, visibility versus presence. Everybody, when they talk about marketing, they talk about I want to be visible. I need to make sure I'm visible. Be visible. Make sure you're able to be seen. Yeah. Visibility versus presence. Being visible is one thing, but having a presence is another thing. You can't have a presence without an audience. I'll stop there right there. And in closing, also, you got to build trust. You build trust with the audience through consistency and authenticity. Build trust, be consistent. You have an opportunity to get yourself out there. Do what you need to do. Yeah. Other than that, man, I just want to make sure I check my notes. It was a couple things I just wanted to leave y'all with. Touched on that. Yeah. Remember, your brand is what your. Oh, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Your brand. What is a brand? Your brand is ultimately there's a bunch of stuff, but ultimately it's how your audience and how the people feel about you. It's like your reputation. You just do as much good as you can, and no matter what, someone is gonna say what they're gonna say about you, but ultimately that's how you building your brand is like building your reputation. How do you build your reputation? By consistently being whoever you are and being known for doing the things that you do consistently. That's it. Want to build your brand? Go about it the same way you would build your reputation. That's it. Yeah, y'all reach out to me. If y'all need anything brand related, anything strategy related, just reach out. I make it real simple. Like I said, we could go into a bunch of high level discussions about X, Y, and Z, but I really want y'all to grasp this. Like, just simply explain who you are, what you do, and why you do it, and be honest about it in a compelling and entertaining and engaging way through your social media channels, and you'll see your engagement and your followers and your presence start to grow. That's it. But you got to know who you are and what you do and your why.
Well, thank you so much for chiming in. Everyone, give it up for Richard for coming on today and giving much needed information, in this era. So again, you all, if you want to keep up with him and definitely stay connected and contract him to further your marketing for your brand, you can definitely email info@richeselevating.com. Other than that, do we have any more questions? This is your last chance, y'all, to get in and ask a question that you may want.
Last question. I hope that was what you think, Tanya. Was there any perspective in there?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Like I said, I learned some things, and just being able to chat. So thank you. And I'm sure everyone in the comment section thanks you as well. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see. We got some definite people shouting it out, of course. Some comments from Jamil Hunter. Shout out, hey Jamil, Miss Jam. Amazing jazz singer. Of course, said thank you. And then, of course, Slay Samantha with honesty is key. And, Terrence Moore, thank you for chiming in, with the comments and everything. that you
No,
had.
it's not. It's not. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Look, indeed. So yeah, so let me see here. If we don't have any more questions for today, and of course, we'll go ahead and end it here. Again, let's thank Richard Jameson for being able to be here with us tonight for this information, of course. And then just to remind you that we do coming up. Hold on just 1 second. My goodness. Like, I'm always having some type of technical difficulties happening here. But coming up, we do have a live another informational with Adam McFarland, who is the program manager of Black Arts and Culture, also music with YouTube, specifically the Black Voices Fund. And so we will be talking about YouTube monetization coming up soon. And so be sure to chime in and make sure that you log back in to our YouTube channel and subscribe so you can chime in January 3rd for that as well. And again, I'll go ahead and put the ticker on. Of course, if you have not become a member of Slim House, we do encourage you to go ahead and join, Slim House. We're doing some wonderful things, y'all. So again, once this wraps up, this will be available on our YouTube channel. So you can come back if there's anything that you feel like you missed or something that you want to recap. Please go back and visit this. It'll live on our YouTube channel. So feel free to check it out and also share it with your friends who may have missed out today. And then also, again, you can reach out to Richard, for information by putting info@richiselevating.com. Go ahead and shoot him an email. If you want to talk further, and just, again, go ahead and broaden the horizons of your career and really expand, because marketing is definitely the key. Who you are as a brand is definitely the key to you being successful as an artist. So go ahead and make that investment, y'all. But outside of that, we appreciate y'all for being here. And we'll go ahead and, take it on out. So thank you.
But see, the thing is, we don't really think about the future. Because that's our problem as Black people. We don't think about the future. About all this damn stuff. He knows that he won't live to even say it, but he thinks about his family and his family's family. We don't think like that. That's bad for us. Give it to me.
But I think for musicians as well, when they start and so on, you can't think how big it's going to be. You can't.
No, well, think about it. Like me, I've been around so many. I've seen them go this way, and when they pass me going in, they pass me coming back. And I've been right in the